Lucian's swagger reaches new heights. Not only does the strongest general of the Eastern Military District treat him as a brother, but he is also provided with the highest standard residence in the district. There's not only a refined butler, but also a cute and adorable maid. The women of the military district are clamoring to bear Lucian's children. Just now, Lucian tested at a combat power of 12.5 stars, startling everyone. The captain with yellow hair came in looking around. He recognizes everyone present. Could this young guy be the great Grandmaster Lucian? A lackey murmured on the side. This young guy looks unfamiliar, but he's so young. He doesn't look like him at all. Damn, did we come too late? Has the great Grandmaster Lucian already left? Speaking of which, yellow hair turned to Haobalian and asked, did you actually see him just now? Haobalian then pointed forward and said, this is Lucian. Yellow hair was shocked and hastily scolded Haobalian. Stop joking. How could this young guy be Lucian? At that moment, a noisy sound came from outside. Everyone looked at the hairstyle and was shocked. This was the top leader of the East, 5-star General He Ding-jun. Why would he suddenly come here? He Ding-jun walked out with his hands on his crotch, his demeanor commanding. He Ding-jun laughed. A hero indeed comes from youth. Having seen him in videos, he recognized Lucian at a glance. This 5-star general, not only a symbol of identity and status, but also represents the highest combat power of the Eastern Military District. He Ding-jun then extended his hand to Lucian, saying, very nice. Another top great grandmaster from our Eastern Military District. He Ding-jun said. Old man He Ding-jun has seen Lucian great grandmaster. Everyone present was astonished. My god, it really is him. They say he's not even 20 yet. Seeing this, Lucian also shook hands and returned the greeting. Hello, General He Ding-jun. Lucian sighed. Ah, this pretentiousness is like floating clouds. I've become numb to it. He Ding-jun stated that the paperwork had already been arranged and the merit points were already being tallied, asking Lucian to go to the office for tea and wait. But Lucian said he was too tired recently and wanted to rest for a few days, promising to visit another time. Watching Lucian's departing figure, He Ding-jun admired Lucian's talent, a prodigy, 19 years old. Even my grandson is older than that. It can only be said that Lucian possesses the stature of a martial saint. It seems my Eastern Military District will surely fulfill a long-standing wish this time, to birth a direct 9th-level martial saint. I must hurry and inform the marshal, who will surely be pleased. Saying this, He Ding-jun turned to Haobalian. I've already learned about the few days General Liu and you have interacted. General Liu has only joined the military district recently. If there's anything he doesn't understand, make sure to guide him well, solve his doubts, and come to me with any conditions. Haobalian heard this and hurriedly bowed, reassuring He Ding-jun. Immediately after, He Ding-jun looked at the shining light bulb and said, Little Lian, since you have an advantage, you should make good use of it. General Liu's potential is much greater than you imagine, so his genes are very precious. You understand what I mean. Haobalian, blushing, muttered, I would be more than willing, but alas, she doesn't fancy me. The next second, Haobalian was swarmed by a bunch of people, all eager to learn about Lucian. Meanwhile, after leaving, Lucian was taken to a residence. This residential area seems quite upscale. Even the guards are 3rd or 4th level martial artists. Hello Lord Liu, my name is Wang Yan. Although this manor is not large, it ranks within the top 5 in the 9th Military District. The military department has specially prepared it for you. Not only that, but they have also provided several cars for your selection when you have time. Wang Yan pulled out a satellite phone from his pants and handed it to Lucian, indicating to contact him directly if needed. Yo-ho, a military district specific satellite phone. Very nice. Finally, Wang Yan bowed and left, indicating that Lucian's merit points would likely be tallied by tonight. Walking along, all the maids bowed and nodded to him, which Lucian found quite uncomfortable. Lucian said, have the maids prepare some food. It's been a long time since I've had a normal meal. 2 minutes later, Lucian was wolfing down his meal. Truly delicious. Finally, no more eating canned food and exotic beast meat. These days, I feel like I'm losing my sense of taste. Just then, the phone rang. 10 messages. Turns out I've missed quite a bit these past few days. His sister's message said she was about to become a 2nd-level martial artist and had also won the citywide college martial arts championship, and she asked if Lucian would be coming home for New Year's Day. Lucian replied, I've been quite busy, on a mission, haven't really checked my phone. We'll see about New Year's Day. Lucian's response undoubtedly reassured his family. Another message was from Instructor Qin and others, back from the front line. Looking at their group photo, Lucian focused on a person in the background. As Lucian enlarged the photo, Dong Qingxue appeared on the screen, looking haughty. Looking at the photo of Dong Qingxue safely returned, Lucian silently opened Dong Qingxue's chat history. This message was still from the last martial arts tournament she sent to Lucian. She hadn't sent any messages since then. Perhaps she didn't bring her phone or the battery was dead. I always feel that my relationship with Dong Qingxue is strange now, not as harmonious and natural as before, and I don't know why. On the other side, within the Eastern Military District, Qin Xiaojun was as happy as a monkey. Having been out battling for so long, he had finally returned. Qin Xiaojun said, everyone go take a bath first, then we'll go out for dinner with Lucian tonight. But upon hearing Lucian's name, Dong Qingxue's face instantly turned red, then immediately immediately went back to being cold. I won't go. You go with him. This unusual reaction puzzled Qin Xiaojun. Dong Qingxue, I've noticed you've been off recently. Ever since Lucian came to the military district. Actually, since Lucian participated in the national martial arts tournament. Every time Lucian is mentioned, you act strange. Don't forget, we've been childhood friends, running around barebutt since we were kids. Be honest with me. Do you like Lucian? Qin Xiaojun asked directly. Dong Qingxue, startled by the question, clenched her hands nervously. If you spout any more nonsense, I'll sew your mouth shut. Qin Xiaojun laughed. You don't have to hide it from me. I've dated maybe not 1,000 girls, but hundreds for sure, and I even have several illegitimate children. Your little crush. Even a blind man could see it. Hearing this, Dong Qingxue's suppressed anger surged again. The next second, Dong Qingxue took a deep breath. So what if I like him? And what if I don't? Seeing Dong Qingxue's honest admission, Qin Xiaojun was spared a beating. That's right. Be honest with yourself. Just go and tell him. After all, with potential like Lu Sheng's, besides me, where else could you find anyone else? Are you feeling inferior because you're older than him, your martial arts talent isn't as good, and your temper is worse, making you feel not good enough for him? Dong Qingxue, hearing this, did not resort to violence this time, but simply sighed. That's part of the reason. This answer left Qin Xiaojun stunned. He was just joking, but Dong Qingxue actually admitted it. He's your student. You know what this kind of behavior is called? This could be a headline story. Big sister, I was wrong. Don't hit me. I was just joking with you. 2 minutes later, seeing Dong Qingxue's fierce demeanor about to pounce, Qin Xiaojun, already too tired to run, stop hitting me. How will you know if you don't try? Afraid of being rejected and losing face? Don't worry. With me here, failure is impossible. Dong Qingxue said, it's not about Lu Sheng. They wouldn't agree to me being with Lu Sheng. Hearing this, Qin Xiaojun's face darkened. He knew that they Dong Qingxue referred to her two brother-obsessed brothers. One was a top great grandmaster, the foremost in the central military district. The other was taken under by a transcendence martial saint at 16 and became a third-tier disciple martial saint at 25. But thinking about it, although they were half-brothers, Qin Xiaojun had often been beaten by them as a child. It was precisely because of these two brothers that he had never developed feelings for Dong Qingxue. Regardless, brother obsession is a sickness. Find time to take your brothers to see a doctor. They're too controlling. It looks like you'll have to say this to them yourself. I just got a message from my second brother saying he's coming to the military district. Holy shit, Dong Xingyi is actually coming to the Eastern Military District? Qin Xiaojun was surprised, but then thought, maybe if they meet Lu Sheng, they'll agree. After all, a 19-year-old young grandmaster, that's impressive enough. Dong Qingxue, however, whether they like him or not doesn't matter. Only if someone's family background and martial prowess meet their standards will they approve. You know my personality. If something is completely impossible, why let it happen? Qin Xiaojun, infuriated, cursed. There must be a way. To hell with the family. If I become a martial saint, I will definitely arrange your marriage with Lu Sheng, and we'll see if Dong Padian and Dong Xingyi dare to make a peep. Dong Qingxue resignedly got up and said, Qin Xiaojun, you should try reaching the Grandmaster realm first. But thank you anyway. Some things are just impossible. Qin Xiaojun, unable to accept it, went off to smoke in frustration. A beautiful teacher falling for her student, and then this cliched plot of family interference. Such a trite storyline. At that moment, a throng surged towards the main building, a whole batch of people heading in. This left Qin Xiaojun bewildered. He quickly grabbed a guy to find out what was happening. The guy said, our 9th battle district just got a new 12-star general, who's also the top-ranked newcomer on the general's star chart. So everyone wants to have a look. Wow, that's impressive. Let's hurry and take a look. But the next moment, Qin Xiaojun was again so shocked he was speechless. He hadn't realized the person they were talking about was Lu Sheng, top of the general's star chart, 4th overall, with a combat power of 12.5 stars and over 3 million merit points. Holy crap, Qin Xiaojun exclaimed. The guy, seeing Qin Xiaojun so astonished, immediately came over to explain. This Lu Sheng's deeds are incredible. They say he went straight to the battlefield less than a month after enlisting, single-handedly held the defense line of the 835th Division in a double A-level cave, single-handedly holding a crumbling defense line for nearly half a month. The battlefield was filled with the smell of blood, bodies everywhere. If you ask me, over 3 million merits is actually too little. The guy grew more excited as he spoke, even spraying Qin Xiaojun in the face with saliva. Hearing this, Qin Xiaojun felt much better. With Lu Sheng's current strength, I'd like to see if Dong Padian dares to make a peep. After saying this, Qin Xiaojun immediately took out his phone and dialed Dong Qingxue's number. Don't ask why. Just come have dinner with Lu Sheng after you've got ready, because something big has happened that you might not expect. Meanwhile, at the headquarters of the Eastern Military District, Yu Fei stood trembling at the doorway. He hadn't expected the commander to personally come to receive him. The last time he saw the commander was at the appointment ceremony 8 years ago. Yi Dingjun smiled and waved Yu Fei in. As soon as he sat down, Yi Dingjun began to praise Yu Fei for doing well. Yu Fei quickly said, it's all thanks to the commander's excellent leadership. Yi Dingjun laughed heartily and said, this has nothing to do with me. It's all because of your unique vision and your successful recommendation. Hearing this, Yu Fei was shocked. Could it be that the commander meeting him was wasn't because of his achievements on the defensive line? What does having a keen eye for talent have to do with anything here? Speaking of which, Dingjun handed Yufei a thick notebook. When Yufei frantically flipped it open, inside were all details and merits concerning Lucian. Holy shit, this Lucian is too monstrous. So it was him who single-handedly held that double-rated defense line, Yufei exclaimed. He had thought reaching Grandmaster was already an exceptional talent. He actually has a combat power of 12.5 stars as a top-grade Grandmaster. Yufei was astonished. This was something he had never even dared dream of in his life. Seeing this, Dingjun laughed heartily. Calm down and sit down. It's normal to be shocked like this at first. After all, my initial reaction was much more exaggerated than yours. Yufei, your ability to recognize talent has been a great service to our Eastern Military District. From now on, you will be in charge of the 1182nd, 835th, and 794th Divisions, and your military rank will be raised another level. Starting today, you will receive the treatment of a Major General. Hearing this, Yufei was overjoyed and stood there stunned. He hadn't expected what he initially thought was a joking remark from Lucian to actually come true. He really promoted me. Meanwhile, inside Lucian's residence, Lucian was looking at his teeth in the mirror, surprised that the Eternal Star technique described an ongoing increase in immortal cells, which would continuously alter the level of life. He hadn't expected his teeth could regenerate. He always felt that from the birth of the first immortal cell, he seemed to be moving toward the level of some extraordinary life form. However, as long as he doesn't deviate from the normal human form, that's fine. After all, he is not a martial arts fanatic willing to give up everything for power and become a freak. However, the new enhancement required a large amount of beast marrow liquid, and he wondered how much his merit points could exchange for. Just after saying this, Wang Yan came over with a spreadsheet. As of now, Lucian has over 3 million merit points. A 7th level beast marrow liquid requires 100,000 merits, but to exchange for 1 gram of dense gold, you need 1,000 merits. It looks like my battle spear will have to wait. Dense gold is rare beast marrow liquid which has a continuous supply from exotic beasts. Lucian sighed, but Wang Yan indicated the commander has granted Lucian permission to pre-spend 10 million merit points. Holy shit, there's such a good deal. Lucian quickly had Wang Yan arrange a 7th level long spear for himself, and the rest all exchanged for 7th level beast marrow liquid. The next moment, Lucian asked if there was 8th level beast marrow liquid. Wang Yan scratched his head in difficulty. Technically speaking, it's impossible to completely remove the negative factors from exotic beasts in 7th level beast marrow liquid, let alone 8th level. Although the military has 8th level beast marrow liquid, no one can absorb it directly without risking severe side effects. But Lucian said it didn't matter, just bring 5 vials to start with. But unexpectedly, the price of 8th level beast marrow liquid was 10 times that of the 7th level. Lucian, short on funds, could only indulge in 1 vial for now. One last thing, Wang Yan had found information on Lu Qiming. Lucian stated that as long as Lu Qiming wasn't sent to the most dangerous front line, that would be fine, since little Fatty was his only friend when he was most helpless. He's not a saint, but within his capabilities, he wants to protect those he wishes to protect, which is reasonable. If someone accuses him of favoritism later, let them. Just then, Dong Qingshua's call came through, and Lucian felt a mix of excitement and pleasure. It turns out Dong Qingxua wanted to invite Lucian to dinner at 8 o'clock tonight. After hanging up, Lucian stared at his phone, dumbfounded. Despite his control over his body and abilities, his heart still raced at the mention of a name, which was unbelievable. The body doesn't lie. Perhaps it was meant to be. At that moment, Qin Xiaojun, who had been eavesdropping at the door, burst in and asked, "Did you make it happen?" Dong Qingxua, the first to woo a student. "I saw it coming. The way you look at Lucian is all wrong." Dong Qingxua gave Qin Xiaojun a flying kick. Dong Qingxua, touching the jade pendant given by Lucian, thought to herself, since everyone is so outstanding, I also need to step up my training, at least to the Grandmaster level. Meanwhile, inside Lucian's accommodation, just as Lucian was about to go out for a stroll, a message from Wang Yan came through, stating that the 7th level beast marrow liquid had all arrived, placed on the 2nd floor, and there was also a small vial of 8th level beast marrow liquid that Lucian must use with caution. It seemed there was still some time before dinner, so he could still practice for a few minutes. Soon, he was in the hall, looking at several vials of 7th level beast marrow liquid, with a single vial of 8th level set apart. Lucian pulled out a vial of 7th level to take a couple of sips. Just by sight, one could see the powerful energy flow contained within. Lucian downed it in one go. The energy felt dozens of times more potent than the 6th level, but the taste was somewhat nauseating, similar to the fishy smell of raw yam. But after this powerful energy entered his stomach, there seemed to be no reaction. Could it be a fake? As soon as he spoke, a strong dizziness rushed to his head. Evil thoughts like demons scampered through Lucian's consciousness. So these were the residual wills not yet cleaned? He felt countless negative emotions flooding into his body. But how could such things affect Lucian? He was used to absorbing such emotions in his dream space. The gap left by the coagulated blood pill was completely filled and was even expanding. The next moment, as Lucian clenched his fist, what had just coalesced shattered. shattered, then reformed, and broke again at an extremely fast rate, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of times, with the help of the divine illumination of the Underworld King scripture. After more than 1 billion times of rebirth and transformation, the second immortal self succeeded. The third stage of training for the immortal golden body advanced significantly. Another 2 breakthroughs should suffice to complete it. His body became stronger and more resilient in the process of tempering and reshaping, similar to being broken and reformed, but much safer and more stable than that extreme behavior. During the process of impacting the vital energy and blood, the immortal cells secretly absorbed some energy, continuously strengthening Lucian's body. Millions of transformations demonstrated the vast potential of the immortal cells. If 1 billion transformations are just the base, what about 1 trillion or quadrillion times? Could it reach an unimaginable level? However, it seemed a bit of the beast marrow liquid was not fully purified. It even tried to control Lucian's hand. Now that he had used up the 7 levels of beast marrow liquid, it seemed too soon to move on, but he might as well finish the 8th level beast marrow liquid too. As soon as he gripped it in his palm, he could feel the evil power to the bone within, still unexpelled. Without thinking, Lucian downed it. As soon as the beast marrow liquid entered his stomach, a surge of tremendous energy rushed to his head. As the glass jar fell to the ground, Lucian felt a torrent of energy within his body. Lucian's ears began to sprout several meridians, which spread to his eyes. In front of Lucian, a figure appeared, emanating an extremely evil aura of death. Lucian, clutching his stomach, crouched on the ground in agony, screaming, unable to believe that the unexpelled 8th level beast marrow liquid could be so terrifying. I'm done for. It feels like my body is about to explode. At this moment, Lucian's eyes had turned completely black, and his consciousness was gradually blurring. As Lucian shouted loudly, he propped up his body with his hands on the ground, while the evil consciousness continued to gather. You can't control this power. Just accept me. An evil voice echoed in his ears. With the last of his consciousness, Lucian threw a punch at the shadow. Get the hell out of here. At that moment, the entire building trembled, and Wang Yan and others watched the astonishing scene in disbelief, because this building was made of special materials, capable of withstanding a level 16 earthquake. The evil consciousness continued to devour Lucian's last will, the energy rampaging inside his body, trying to burst him open. His body was rapidly expanding, and the pain of almost splitting open gradually faded his consciousness. Lucian started to perform the natural breathing technique to stabilize his breath, then fully opened the second layer of the void state, regaining control of his body. Seeing the effect, Lucian sat down and directly gathered energy in his palm, followed by a dazzling energy descending from the sky, enveloping his body. With the thunder rolling, the evil thoughts were gradually expelled. The body, which was just breaking apart, was also being repaired under the divine light. After an unknown duration, Lucian slowly opened his eyes. This should be complete control now. To hear the way in the morning is to die content in the evening. That must be the situation being described. This is the true meaning of not breaking, not standing, breaking and then standing. The third stage of the immortal golden body has also reached completion. But when Lucian saw the time, he was stunned. Holy crap, it's almost midnight. I overdid the training. The next second, Lucian hurriedly picked up his phone and called Dong Qingxue. I'm really sorry. I accidentally overdid my training today. Dong Qingxue responded calmly. Okay, so you lost track of time because of training? Yes, exactly. Is there anything else? Well then, I need to prepare for training too. Goodbye. After hanging up the phone, Lucian was baffled. Listening to Dong Qingxue's tone, Lucian couldn't tell if she was angry or not. Soon after, Qin Xiaojun also called. As soon as the call connected, Qin Xiaojun's roar came through. Lucian, you're screwed. Lucian, with a helpless expression, explained that there was a special circumstance today. He had forgotten the time while he was about to break through a level. Hearing this, Qin Xiaojun could only helplessly shake his head. It's really unlucky. But why do you need to break through every 3 days? I can't control it either. Besides, it was just over 3 hours late. It shouldn't be that serious. Alright, Qin Xiaojun couldn't say much else. It seems my flirting techniques don't apply to Lucian. After hanging up the phone, Lucian felt uneasy. Is it really that serious? I need to check. Lucian returned to the dream space, eager to check his personal profile. Where's the spouse section? Ha ha ha. I said it. How could being over 3 hours late be a big deal? Since the spouse section hasn't disappeared, it means she isn't really mad. No need to rush over then. Might as well train to the end and completely stabilize the breakthrough's aura. The third stage of the immortal golden body is complete, much faster than the second stage. It's like I'm cheating now. After reaching perfection, my body is much stronger than before, both inside and out, emitting an undying aura. It might also be an issue of compatibility with the technique. Everyone's understanding is different. Just like some people have long arms suitable for practicing with swords, and others have large joints suitable for practicing punches and palms, and I am more suited for body cultivation. To exaggerate a bit, even if one day I train the Eternal Star technique to the same level as Wang He, I couldn't reach his height, because that was a technique created by Wang He himself. But from this moment, it's different. I have achieved a reshaped martial body, and with the assistance of the natural breathing technique, various attributes nourish my body, which has now completely turned into a technique tailor-made for the Eternal Star technique. This will also become my unique martial path. It allows my body to change randomly. The compatibility is now nearly 100%, maybe even surpassing Wang Yi's compatibility. Perhaps I should give my body a new name, something powerful like those in novels, like Ancient Holy Body, Sky Dominating Body, or some Primordial Tao Embryo Saint Body. Alright, let's call it the Eternal Star Indestructible Body. I can also be called the strongest physique in the universe. This ability to strengthen at a visible rate. As Lucian raised his right hand, energy came from behind him. In the next moment, a mushroom cloud exploded in front, completely destroying a city that was already in ruins. A golden dragon coiled around Lucian's body. Probably even top great grandmasters couldn't easily break through Lucian's defenses. I wonder how many stars I would reach if tested now. Probably could double it. What a mess. I can't test it here. Need to find a test subject. Soon, Lucian headed towards the deepest part. 2 hours later, at the deepest part of the ruins, he found a powerful being. That was the Xianyuan Blade Flow Martial Saint Lucian. Once, with a fire and a blade, he wandered the world, making many strong fighters dare not claim to be saints. Saying this, Lucian, enveloped in golden energy all over, challenged, "Come on, try me. Let's see if I can withstand a strike from a martial saint." Lucian lifted one foot, and the next moment he descended from the sky like a rocket, a golden foot heading straight for the martial saint's head. The martial saint's eyes flashed, then he raised his hand, and a powerful energy blast sent Lucian flying. Lucian, after being blasted through the city, was able to withstand the force with natural breathing technique and his strong physique, but the subsequent impact left him dizzy, the explosion causing the earth to shake. But the shockwaves didn't stop there. Lucian was sent flying underground, smashing through dozens of buildings before finally stopping. At this moment, Lucian's hands were numb, wrapped in golden lightning. Damn, that's terrifying. Was that really an unintentional strike from a martial saint? But if one strike doesn't kill me, then you're done for. At this moment, the knife wound on Lucian's arm was also slowly healing. Dazzling golden light emitted from Lucian's forehead and heart. The third immortal cell, activate. Several avatars appeared behind him, all embodiments of Lucian's integrated martial will. With the effect of the natural breathing technique, these wills were all mobilized. At this moment, Lucian was like a super scion. The martial saint in the distance, sensing this power, posed to draw his sword, his eyes flickering, flashy and elaborate. However, all these thoughts unexpectedly appeared in Lucian's mind. Lucian didn't expect that he could perceive his opponent's thoughts. The next moment, golden flames emitted from Lucian's eyes and body, initiating the martial saint form. If that's the case, then I'll show you something straightforward. Simultaneously, Lucian transformed the flames into several figures, embodying Lucian's complete martial path. Immediately afterward, Lucian leaped forward, leading his heavenly soldiers and generals straight towards the martial saint. Seeing this, the martial saint also drew his sword with all his might, a purple stream of dark energy shooting out from the scabbard, his eyes filled with disdain for what was ahead, as the pride of a martial saint was ingrained in his bones, enduring even beyond death. Quickly, the martial saint swung his sword, the powerful blade intent splitting the void in front of him into two halves. Lucian's 18 arhats faced the blade head-on. "Come on, witness my void shatter." Soon, a yellow and a purple energy clashed in the air, explosions echoing through the sky, shaking the earth. Zombies within a 10-mile radius fled outward. 2 minutes later, as the air settled, the martial saint muttered softly, then fell silent. That slash was truly stylish. "I won't allow anyone cooler than me to exist in this world, so rest in peace, oh undying spirit." Afterwards, Lucian bowed to the martial saint. This battle drained Lucian too much. He had been a bit overconfident, underestimating a martial saint-level zombie. Martial Saint Lucian seemed to be brewing a terrifying move, but he was merely acting on instinct, devoid of any thinking capability. Otherwise, it would have been Lucian who ended up doomed. The shattered void had indeed become more powerful. Just the attacks from the conjured avatars alone numbered over 200, doubling from before. It could only be used in the dream space. There was simply no one worthy of this move outside. When I do use this move in front of people, my hands will surely be stained with the blood of a martial saint. Deep in the soul, thunder roared, and memory flashed back to a rainy day in a broken house. A little boy sat alone, and then his brother ran back inside. "Little brother, this is nutrition fluid for you. Just arrived on the garbage truck today. I dug around for a long time. There were 2 tubes originally, but those bastards from the knife gang stole one. I'll make them spit it out someday. Don't worry, little Xian, I'll definitely get you into the base. Only through martial arts can one rise above." The scene spins again. Run. This kid's crazy. Don't mess with someone who's got nothing to lose. The brother traded injuries for kills, driving back the enemy. "Don't cry, little Xian. This is why we must become stronger. You have to be ruthless to survive. Remember, from now on practice martial arts that are meant to kill." But as his brother lay dying, a pair of feet appeared behind them. "You 2 little guys sure are tough, surviving all this. From now on, follow me." From then on, the 2 brothers studied martial arts with the old man. Time flowed again, and little Xian and his brother had become powerful figures. They received a kill order. "Please don't kill me. My daughter is only 5 years old. She can't be without a father." Amid the man's tearful pleading, the younger brother's heart softened, and he spared the man. "Thank you. You will be rewarded for your kindness." After coming out, however, the younger brother deceived his older brother by saying that he had killed everyone inside. The older brother said, "These people are all cultists. Each one has lost their humanity. They don't deserve pity. If you don't kill them, they will kill you. Remember, whether it's practicing martial arts or being a person, you need to be ruthless. You understand, little Xian?" However, years later, the older brother was brutally murdered. A spy reported it was retaliation from the cult. "This time your brother took the hit for you. He killed 13 level 6 fighters, but only this broken sword was left." Gu Xian recognized the sword. It belonged to the man he had spared years ago because of his 5-year-old daughter. "I told you before, the people of the world-ending sect are no longer human. They are the biggest cancer hidden among humanity. Alas, you can't believe anything they say." Years later, Gu Xian was denied further training because the slaughter on him was too heavy, the stench of blood too strong. He was only taught the Wheel of Desire sword technique. They said they would only meet him when the murderousness on Gu Xian had been ground away. However, 10 years later, Gu Xian came again, but now his murderous intent had not decreased but increased. Another 10 years later, Gu Xian's murderousness had reached a terrifying level. "Gu Xian, you still can't let go. Master Duan says he will never see you again. From now on, you are on your own." Gu Xian sat alone on a rock thinking, "Have I really gone astray? All I know is how to kill. Is that wrong? Ha ha. If it's wrong, then so be it. Martial arts are about killing. That's what my brother taught me. It's really terrifying. Such a pure intent to kill." The memories he encountered were almost all about training, fighting, and almost all the battle scenes were of killing, purely and coldly murderous. Lucian once thought the murderous intent he accumulated defending the front lines for 9 days was terrifying, but compared to Gu Xian, it was nothing. Gu Xian was too extreme, completely entering the path through killing, taking a very rare path of slaughter in martial arts. He has killed more people than I have ever seen, and exotic beasts are counted by the billions. Life in his eyes is no different from wild grass. With such great sin, he somehow did not drown in chaotic and brutal consciousness to become a killing machine, which is indeed remarkable. The path of slaughter is already considered an extreme force in martial arts, and Gu Xian was a genius. One can imagine how terrifying he was at his peak. The battle just now probably didn't even display 1,000th of his strength, so the gap between me and a martial saint is this vast. Gu Xian can no longer be considered just a level 9 martial saint. His strength is probably such that even a regular level 10 couldn't survive under his blade. It's good that he didn't use those killer moves. Lucian touched his own face, feeling odd. Could it be that after absorbing his memories, even my facial muscles have become this cold? Just like that movie protagonist who has been killing fish in the supermarket's fresh section for 10 years. His heart is as cold as his knife. I need to quickly go back and watch 1,000 episodes of romantic reality TV. Lucian rummaged under Gu Xian's armor. In the next moment he beamed with a smile. So this thing that looks like a small knife blade is Gu Xian's martial core. Then the blade transformed into several streams of light, and a projection of consciousness appeared in Lucian's eyes. Heaven's intent as the knife, my intent as the knife, human life as grass. This blade is named my intent to kill. Compared to the previous whale striding waves, this blood-colored long blade totem was clearer, deeper, and more powerful. As a level 9 martial saint, the path of slaughter's Gu Xian was obviously much stronger than Cumulus Mountain's Zhou Fuhai. Previously, Lucian's most powerful cold weapon was the Cold Spirit Sparrow Prison Spears for Realm Spear technique, but from now on, the title of the strongest weapon will change hands. Let me try this sword technique now. Saying this, Lucian simply executed an 18 slash, and instantly countless blades appeared around him, each seemingly carrying the power to tear through space. Halfway through the move, Lucian slowly retracted the blades. I really didn't expect a sword technique to be able to split space. The murderous intent refined by Gu Xian is his most powerful weapon. Thinking of this, Lucian felt a pang of regret. It seems a bit wasteful now that I've spent 8 million merit points to upgrade the red crystal dragon pattern spear. Maybe I should switch to using a sword since I should use whatever method is strongest. It looks like I need to find more mithril and dense gold resources quickly. By noon the next day, after Lucian had just used the restroom, he opened his tablet and saw news that the military had successfully quelled the cavern disturbance. Another message was that the headquarters military exercise and the divisional military competition were about to begin. According to the requirements, there will first be a preliminary competition in each division, followed by the main competition at headquarters. The winner of the main competition will become a candidate for the new general. Currently, there are only 4 generals in the entire eastern region, and not more than 30 across the Dragon Nation, making this competition quite a significant event. The next second, Lucian was shocked because he saw that he was listed in the new general candidate section. A combat power of 12.5 stars might only hope to enter the top 20. It seems there are still many top-level experts in the military. The person ranked first on the general star overall list is known as the East Emperor, with a combat power of 27 stars. Those at the general level are estimated to have a combat power of over 30 stars, and marshals are even stronger. With so many top top experts in the military. It's no wonder there is such a deep obsession with level 9 martial saints. Having such a large base of top-level martial artists but failing to produce a level 9 is hard for anyone to accept. In light of this, Tan Zhongyu's testing of me seems reasonable. The talent I displayed at Martial University only piqued his interest. If I could take first place in this headquarters military exercise, would it surprise Tan Zhongyu? Just thinking about it is interesting. The next scene made Lucian shudder. The report stated that a cult attack occurred in the Eagle Nation, originally active in the southern continent, leading to the blood sacrifice of an entire town. In recent years, they have infiltrated other areas. Damn these cults, over 1,000 lives. All men drained of blood, their skins used to wrap around and feed the followers and exotic beasts. According to Gu Xian's memory, the cults are also involved with other worlds, willing to become servants to exotic beasts for powerful forces, wreaking havoc within the human race. It seems it would be best to crush these bugs sooner rather than later. After reading this, Lucian was so enraged that he immediately wanted to check out the cavern and mine some secret ores, then earn some merit points. After gearing up, he planned to wipe out this cult. However, thinking about going into the cavern alone and carrying items was troublesome, so Lucian immediately called Hao Balian. Sir, you want to enter the depths of a 3A level cavern? Lucian invited Hao Balian's team to join him, promising to share 10% of the loot with them. Hearing that a top-level general star would personally lead them, Baldi was so excited he barked. If the other A-level teams knew about this, they'd be green with envy. Hao Balian said that sharing the loot was secondary. Forming a good relationship with Lucian was the priority. Hearing this, the three teammates made knowing faces and teased, planning to have her ride in the same car as Lucian. However, things often don't go as planned, and at that moment, Hao Balian had a look of despair because Lucian said he had just learned to drive, so he wanted to practice driving himself, instructing the four of them to take another car. 2 hours later, the group arrived at a mountain peak. Is this the place? We finally made it. There are no exotic beasts on the surface of the cavern. Below is a depressed area of land with several cracks. The fissures in the cavern are layered. The deeper you go, the stronger the exotic beasts, and no one knows how many layers there are below. Hao Balian explained that more dangerous than the exotic beasts are the abysses. Lucian was not very familiar with this. Abysses can also be considered part of another world, from which exotic beasts emerge. Abysses constantly emit an aura of another world, which materializes in our world as a strange black mist. Lucian asked, does this black mist weaken the power of thermal weapons, cause electronic devices to fail, and even corrupt normal people, turning them into beasts? Yes, but it only affects ordinary people, not so much martial artists. So we try to avoid abysses and evacuate quickly if we encounter one, as the exotic beasts that emerge from there are endless. In that case, the abyss is similar to the pervasive black mist in dreams. It turns out it originates from here. Just as the group was about to enter the cavern, Lucian spoke up. What would happen if I wanted to enter the abyss? This question scared the four of them, who then explained that they didn't know what conditions were like in the abyss. Lucian curiously asked, hasn't anyone tried to enter it in all these years? Hao Balian said, many have tried, but all who did have disappeared, so there's no answer to that question, including even martial saints. Hearing this, Lucian was shocked, as it was known in Dragon Nation's secrets that 400 years ago, a martial saint from each of the 4 nations entered an abyss together and were never heard from again. Lucian, are you also thinking of entering that eerie abyss? Don't do it. We wouldn't have enough lives for that. Hao Balian explained, as long as we don't go below the 30th layer underground in this cavern, we won't encounter much danger, but really be careful of the abyss. It's not to be taken lightly. There's really no information about it. Lucian replied, okay. Then he jumped, flying downwards. I'll need to search for information about the abyss in the dream space when I get back. Even a level 9 martial saint can't return. What about level 10 or 11 powerhouses? I don't believe that in 10,000 years of martial arts, no top-level martial artist has ever tried something similar. There must be big secrets inside. Before long, the squad had been maneuvering inside the cavern for a while, but they hadn't seen anything noteworthy. Hao Balian said, besides the abyss, we also need to be wary of martial maniacs. Hearing this, Lucian slowly stopped and asked, what's that? Martial maniacs? They are martial artists who belong neither to the military nor any faction. They operate alone, are insane, and extremely dangerous. But these martial artists, who often hide in the depths of the cavern for secluded cultivation, are mostly from the martial academy system aiming for the ultimate martial arts. They survive in the fissures of the cavern, and none of their martial wills or combat abilities are weak, some even stronger than the military's general stars. Because they hide in the cavern and kill exotic beasts, the military doesn't really bother them. But most of these people have fallen into martial madness, willing to do anything to break through martial limits. Drinking dirty water and eating raw exotic beast meat are minor things. Sometimes they even resort to cannibalism, as they believe consuming the flesh and blood of the strong can make them stronger. Under the influence of the cavern environment, they're no longer human, and to get supplies, murder and looting are common. In their eyes, human life is less valuable than a few supply packs. Hearing this, Lucian exclaimed, damn, these people are the real heretics ethics compared to Lucian's path of slaughter. Soon, Lucian and his companions reached the 20th level underground. Along the way, all the exotic beasts were easily killed by Lucian, leaving no chance for the rest of the squad to act. The glowing area ahead is the entrance to the deeper layers of the cavern. How Balian explained that entering it would be filled with black mist, making visibility extremely low. But Lucian, being a mind weaver, wasn't much affected by it. Saying so, Lucian took a deep, and in an instant, all the surrounding black mist was sucked into his body. This sight scared everyone again, as this black mist is no trivial matter. However, Lucian just wanted to test the black mist. Moreover, no matter how much black mist entered his body, it disappeared as soon as it touched his eternal star indestructible body. Lucian's robust physique was indeed too strong. No heresy is allowed to exist. The next moment, along with the black mist, came an ambush from an exotic beast. Seeing this, Hao Balian shouted, "Lucian, be careful." However, when the exotic beast was still 0.5 meters away from Lucian, it silently disappeared. A level 5 black moon weasel couldn't even get close? Is this the power of a 12-star general? Such a powerful spiritual mastery is not the limit. Don't forget, the great man was tested after half a month without rest and in a state of depleted energy and blood. I can't imagine how he trains. Compared to him, I feel like a waste. The squad initially thought they were coming with Lucian to earn merits, but now it seems they don't need to lift a finger. They might as well just accompany him around the cavern. After all, not everyone has this honor. Just then, a large explosion occurred ahead. Baldy exclaimed, "Are there still exotic beasts ahead?" Seeing this, Hao Balian ran towards the smoke. In the mist, Lucian was casually twisting his wrist. Seeing the others approach, Lucian assured them he was fine. He had just been testing how to resolve exotic beasts without using weapons. Looking at the corpse on the ground, red-haired Lian was shocked. She wasn't surprised that Lucian could kill a level 7 exotic beast with one strike, but she didn't expect that he could make such a clean cut without a weapon. The next moment, a noise came from afar. "It sounds like someone is coming." Hao Balian was shocked. How could there be someone here? After saying this, the group immediately prepared for battle. However, upon closer inspection, they realized that the ragged bunch was actually Red Snail General's star squad. Seeing that they were allies, Hao Balian immediately waved to Captain Yao Yu. When the man saw Hao Balian calling him, his eyes slowly regained focus. Seeing this, Hao Balian walked over and complained, "How many years has it been since you guys took a bath? Don't mention it. We've been in here almost a month, nearly lost a few men, and got nothing." Suddenly, Yao Yu asked Hao Balian which level they planned to enter and warned her never to go below the 25th level, because the martial maniacs there had completely gone mad. They had been killing general stars from the military, and now 2 squads had completely lost contact. "I just received the news and ran. The others might have perished there." Hao Balian was puzzled. Just the 25th level, and they dare to attack general star squads. Captain Red Snail then said, "They've collectively rebelled. Now we're heading back to the military to report the situation, and you guys must be careful." Watching the Red Snail squad leave, Hao Balian remarked that the captain is usually quite steady and suggested that Lucian heed their advice. But Lucian said, "Don't worry, we don't necessarily need to go down to below the 25th level, and even if we go deeper, just as I brought you down, I can naturally bring you out." Seeing this, the others could only firmly follow the orders. However, along the way, Lucian merely swept through, destroying all the exotic beasts in front. His presence was like a walking blender, even killing exotic beasts before they could get close. 2 minutes later, Lucian finally reached the 25th level. With Lucian's current strength, unless he encountered a legendary level 9 exotic beast, there was almost no danger. At this moment, he was trying hard to recall the location of the mithril mine in the underground cavern. It should be nearby according to his memory. Lucian's mental energy spread throughout every passageway in the cavern, like ants in a nest, traversing every level and every path. Finally, at some point on the 30th level, he locked onto the position of the mithril mine. Lucian suddenly opened his eyes, having found it. "Follow me closely," Lucian shouted. Soon, the group followed Lucian's figure, charging through the cavern's forks and winding paths like a labyrinth. At this moment, an evil presence quietly approached the group. Hao Balian shouted, "Everyone, keep up with Mr. Lu with all your might. Don't get distracted. It's easy to fall behind." Finally, 2 hours later, Lucian reached the location identified by his mental energy. Several nearly level 8 exotic beasts were guarding in front of the mithril mine. With a casual strike, Lucian separated the exotic beasts. Like cracking a whip, bursts of energy around him. 2 seconds later, several exotic beasts lay dead, yet their bodies were intact. Lucian quickly instructed the others to harvest the beast marrow liquid. During the harvesting, Baldy picked up a rock from the ground and felt something was off. The next moment, he excitedly exclaimed, "Look at this, sir. This is mithril ore. Ha ha ha, sir, we are going to be rich." Beside them, Lucian pretended to be unaware and quietly walked over. "Is that so? Let me see." At this point, Baldy, Snake Jr., and the others had already forgotten about extracting beast marrow liquid from the exotic beasts and were happily laughing while holding the mithril ore. "This is real mithril ore, and it feels very pure." Hao Balian also remarked, "Given this purity, the vein must be quite extensive." Everyone danced and laughed. "Ha ha ha. Then we really are going to be rich, with so much, enough to significantly upgrade each person's equipment in our squad. Level 7 beast marrow liquid. Drink up. Ha ha ha. I can finally get that level 7 dense gold shield I've had my eye on, and exchange it for a set of grade S battle gear. Ha ha ha. We're rich. The next moment, Hao Balian shouted angrily, breaking everyone's joyful fantasies. Shut up. Baldy was about to ask the captain what was wrong, but his gaze turned to Lucian beside him. The immense pressure made him sober up instantly. Clutching the mithril, he began to explain in a panic. In his haste, Baldy slapped himself several times. At this moment, the others quickly put the mithril back in its place. Sorry, Mr. Lu, we didn't mean it. A sweaty Baldy shouted loudly. Please forgive us, Mr. Lu. Seeing this, Hao Balian slowly spoke. Throughout this journey, we've done nothing. The mithril mine was also discovered by Mr. Lu. Naturally, all finds belonged to him. Hearing this, the three kneeling men nodded reluctantly, agreeing that this was all reasonable, but unbeknownst to them, their pupils were already turning red. Seeing this, Lucian slowly patted Baldy's shoulder, indicating that it was normal to have greed, and that he understood. The calm words of Lucian scared the group so much they were nearly wetting themselves. Thank you for your understanding. Your forgiveness. Lucian's right hand slowly rose with a surge of energy. This scene frightened Hao Balian, making her think Lucian was going to strike them, and she shouted. But the next moment, the energy flew towards the mithril ore in front. In just an instant, the entire mountain's mithril was divided into countless small blocks. At this point, Lucian yelled, "Hurry up and help move this stuff. What are you standing around for?" Suddenly snapping back to reality, quickly realized what was happening. Hao Balian also heaved a deep sigh of relief. Thankfully, the sir is generous and wasn't angry. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. Everyone entered a frenzy of packing. Baldy and the others were puzzled as to why they had spontaneously said those words earlier. Let's not even talk about them following Mr. Lu in here. Even if they hadn't, it would be embarrassing to take anything without having contributed anything. It's as if they were bewitched. Alright, since Mr. Lu isn't counting, let's pack up quickly, or else I'll throw you into the sea to feed the pigs. Frightened, the two men immediately became nervous and shaky. It wasn't long before everyone's bags were filled. They were quite regretful. If only we hadn't given those 2 supply bags to the Red Snail squad earlier. Really, we shouldn't have bothered with them. Damn it. Sitting in the back, Lucian naturally noticed the change in the group. They were supposed to have a good relationship with the Red Snail squad, but now it seemed they had set aside their earlier generosity and warmth, showing an unusual selfishness and stinginess. Clearly, they hadn't been like this before entering the 30th level. It seems this black mist is indeed strange. With that, distant footsteps thudded from afar. Seeing this, Lucian suddenly stood up. His mental energy immediately activated. Scanning the area ahead, he saw a large group of people emitting an evil aura, continuously shouting food. It must be said, these people really seem possessed. The next moment, Lucian grinned and said, "Come on, let's settle this once and for all. It'll save us the trouble of them popping up one by one on the way back, annoying us to death." The mithril, now broken into smaller pieces, was packed up by the teammates. Lucian offered to give a tenth of the mithril they took out to his team, as previously agreed. Upon hearing this, Hao Balian quickly refused, stating they felt undeserving since they hadn't done anything. The next moment, Lucian, adopting a domineering CEO demeanor, "I don't care whether you feel guilty or not. Since I want to give it to you, you must accept it." Frightened, Hao Balian and others repeatedly thanked him, which secretly delighted Lucian, who had just shown off his power. When you're weak, rage does nothing. When you're strong, even your kindness can't be refused. Meanwhile, sensing something amiss, Hao Balian suddenly exclaimed, "Something's not right. There's a strange presence." But Lucian was waiting just for them. Soon, a large group with red eyes appeared ahead. They shouted for fresh meat, resembling zombies. This sight terrified Baldy and the others. They had not expected that all the figures ahead would be grandmasters. Judging by their behavior, these individuals were likely the rumored martial maniacs responsible for the attack on the Red Snail squad, which led to their disappearance. These brutes even cannibalized their own kind and always fight alone. Why would they act collectively this time? Hearing this, Lucian slowly said, "There's only one possibility then, that among them there is an even more powerful entity controlling them. This individual's strength must be overwhelmingly dominant." As soon as these words fell, applause came from within the crowd. "You are very smart and very strong. Your flesh must be the tastiest. Eating you will make me even stronger." It appeared that this vampire-like figure was their leader. He declared that this young kid was for him to eat, and the rest could be divided among his underlings. After hearing the vampire's name was Lu Moing, Hao Balian was shocked, because the last Eastern star was named Lu Moing. Wasn't he presumed dead over a decade ago? Back then, only the most elite talents in the Eastern military region were named Eastern stars, and Lu Moing was ranked 3rd overall with a combat power of 13 stars. However, he mysteriously disappeared during a mission to suppress a cavern uprising about a decade ago. Everyone thought he had died, but now it turns out he's been surviving by consuming the flesh of fellow grandmasters. Baldy was terrified. If Lu Moing had a combat power of 13 stars over a decade ago, how terrifying must he be now, with Lord Lu only at 12.5 stars? Are we doomed? However, Hao Balian suggested that he might not have received received sufficient resources over the past decade, his vital energy and blood might have declined, and his combat power is surely not at its peak. As the two discussed, Lu Moing laughed heartily, amusing. Are you trying to make me laugh? Saying I lack resources. Aren't you the best resources? Come then, my dinner. I won't waste too much talk on you. Just be grateful you can witness this form. Carbon-based beings. In the center of the whirlwind, a pair of ridged horns slowly emerged, and a ferocious exotic beast appeared in front of them. This was none other than Lu Moing transformed. He was now in a half-human, half-demon state. The group was trembling in fear due to the imposing aura ahead, but Lu Xing remained expressionless. Ha ha ha, this is power. Power is continuously emerging. Ha 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 ha. The Eastern Star. That's all from too long ago. Back then, I was as weak as an ant. I benefited from falling deep into the cavern during that riot, because I received guidance from a deity in my moment of despair. A deity? Which ones are you referring to? The essence of martial arts is to become stronger by various means. Since eating exotic beasts makes martial artists stronger, wouldn't eating martial artists be an even higher quality martial nourishment? Who is this deity? The half-demon did not respond, only laughing wickedly. Seeing he was ignored, Lu Xing slowly stepped forward. I've asked you twice already. Can't you hear? It seems you haven't listened to a word I said. Since you don't want to talk, then you might as well never answer again. Lu Xing's eyes were like the sight of the Grim Reaper. The next moment, with a puff, Lu Xing kept his left hand in his pocket, and with his right hand moved like lightning, stepping past Lu Moing, who then shattered like a stone.